नमस्ते दोस्तों, आज 6 क्लास के फाइबर टू फैब्रिक के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे हम लोग। फाइबर एक्चुअली होता क्या है कि ये वेरी थिन थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रैंड फ्रॉम विच क्लॉथ इज मेड इज कॉल्ड फाइबर, and fabrics are made of yarn which are in turn made from fiber. Then variety of fibers, cotton fiber, woolen fiber, silk fiber and synthetic fiber. These variety of fabric: cotton fabric, woolen fabric, silk fabric and synthetic fabric. A fabric is made of yarn or threads woven together, are made of yarn are made of fibers. So fabrics are made up of a yarn, and yarn is made from fibers. Types of fibers are very thin thread-like strands from which fabrics or cotton is made. Types of fabrics: natural fabrics and synthetic fabric. Fabrics which are obtained from the natural sources like plants and animals are called natural fibers. Cotton, wool, silk, flax and jute is the example of natural fibers. Cotton, flax and jute are the natural fibers obtained from plant. Wool and silk are the natural fibers obtained from animals. Wool is most commonly obtained from sheep. Silk fiber is obtained from the silkworm. The fibers which are prepared from chemical substance in industry are called synthetic fiber. And the example of synthetic fiber are nylon, polyester, terylene or polyacrylic acid like Orion. Then if the piece of fabrics burns vaguely, giving a smell of burning paper, then it is a cotton fiber. And the piece of fabric burn giving a smell of burning hair, then it is a woolen fiber. If the piece of fabric burns giving the smell of charred meat, then it is a silk fiber. If the piece of fabric burns slowly, giving the smell of burning plastic, then it is a synthetic fiber. Some plant fibers like a cotton. Cotton is the most widely used natural fiber. Cotton fiber is also known as cotton wool. Cotton fiber comes from the cotton plant, which are grown in the fields by the farmers. Cotton crop is usually grown at place having black soil and warm climate. So the states of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat is the main producer of cotton. Next thing, that is flax. Flax is also a plant that gives a natural fiber. The fibers obtained from the flax plant are called flax fibers. The fibers obtained from the stem of flax plant. The flax fibers are used for making fabrics. The cloth made of stem fibers of a flax is called linen, L-I-N-E-N, linen. And other, that is jute. Jute fiber is obtained from the stem of jute plant. Jute is called patsan in Hindi. Jute is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar, Assam. Jute crop is cultivated in the rainy season. Next thing, jute fiber is used to make ropes and jute bags, that bag gunny bags. The coconut fiber are used for making ropes and mats. The coir of the coconut is used as a fiber. The fibers obtained from the wood are used to make paper. Thus, paper is also made from plants. Making of fabrics. Fabrics is the first converted to yarn by the process of spinning. Fabrics is made from yarn by the process of weaving or knitting. KNITTING, knitting से. Making of yarn from fibers. Yarn is made from fibers by the process of spinning, and that brings the teeny fibers together to form a long and twisted thread called yarn. Thus, spinning converts fibers into yarn. Then yarn can be made from the fibers by using three devices. First, hand spindle, जिसको हम लोग तकली भी बोलते हैं, स्पिनिंग व्हील, चरखा, एंड स्पिनिंग मशीन. ये 3 मेथड से हम लोग जो है इसका आन को ये करते हैं. तो सबसे फर्स्ट में हम लोग जो देखते हैं ये हैंड स्पिंडल के जो जिसको हम लोग तकली कहते हैं, ये गांव घर में भी लोग देख सकता है. और उसके बाद जो है चरखा, तो महात्मा गांधी ही जो है बहुत सारा जो है अंग्रेजों का के खिलाफ जो एक मुहिम चलाए थे, जिसके अंदर उन्होंने बोला था कि स्वदेशी कपड़े पहनिए. उसके लिए उन्होंने चरखा चला करके कॉटन का प्रोडक्ट को जो है ज़्यादा फेवर किए थे. उसी से चरखा ज़्यादा फेमस हुआ. मेकिंग फैब्रिक्स फ्रॉम वीविंग एंड नीटिंग. तो वीविंग क्या है कि द प्रोसेस ऑफ मेकिंग ए फैब्रिक फॉर क्लॉथ बाय अरेंजिंग yarns. Long threads passing in one direction with other at right angles to them is called weaving. The weaving of yarn to make fibers is done by using looms. So a device of making fibers by weaving yarn thread is called a loom. Loom is called kargha in Hindi. There are 2 types of loom: hand looms, power hand looms, power looms, or hand looms. So the looms which is worked by hand is called hand looms, hatkargha, and the other hand, the loom which works with electric power is called power loom, और जिसको हम लोग बिजली करघा भी बोलते हैं. Next thing, knitting. The process of making a fiber by interlocking loops of single yarn with knitting needles or machines is called knitting. Knitting is done by the hand by using knitting needles and also on machines. The simplest example of making fabrics by knitting is the making of sweater. A sweater is made by the process of knitting by using a single woolen arm with the help of knitting needles or on machines. Many items of our clothing like socks, vest, and other things made by the machine is called knitting. History of clothing materials. In ancient times, people used the bark of trees, big leaves, trees, animal skins, and furs to cover themselves. When people began to practice agriculture and settle at places near the sources of water, they learned to weave twigs. Thin shoots of trees and grass to make mats and baskets. After that, vines, very thin stems of climbing plants, and animals' fleces, animal hairs such as sheep's wool, were twisted together to form a long strand. These strands, sheep wool, were twisted together to form a long strand. These strands were woven into fabric. Ultimately, people started growing cotton and flax plant to obtain fibers for making fabrics. These crops were grown near the source of water, like river, so as to sufficient water for irrigation. For example, the early Indian grew cotton crops in the irrigation near river Ganga to obtain cotton fiber for making fabrics. And in ancient Egypt, cotton as well as flax crops were cultivated near the river Nile, and their fibers used making fabrics. So, fiber and fabrics chapter we completed. So, my dear friends, please subscribe and like it and share this video for any friends. Thank you.